From MTN News, this is Montana This Morning.
Volunteers at the Butte Emergency Food Bank are helping people feel thankful this Thanksgiving.
President Trump issues a full pardon for his former national security advisor, Michael Flynn. I'm Natalie Brent with reaction from the White House to Capitol Hill.
She's 29 and looking for her third kidney transplant, all while living her life to the fullest. I'm Annie Johnson, and I promise you don't want to miss this story coming up.
Well, happy Thanksgiving, Southwest Montana. Chet Lehman, Holly Brantley, Matt Elwell with you here on this special edition of Montana This Morning.
Thanksgiving isn't real until the turkey's on the table.
No, that's exactly right. It's not even in the oven yet, at least not in our house. So we're hoping you have
tribe has spoken.
Blessings here on Thanksgiving. We're glad you're spending a little bit of your morning with us, and kind of just like we talked about yesterday, a little snow out there.
A little bit of snow, not a ton, but enough that we do have some ice on the area roadways. Bozeman Pass, Homestake Pass, both reporting ice on the roadway. Gallatin Canyon, you can see it there at Karst, a little bit of ice on the road this morning. Look at the temperature of West Yellowstone. There is no temperature, it's 0. Temperatures into the 20s and teens for most of the area. And by the way, this is our virtual Thanksgiving forecast. Chet, Holly, I invited Mike. He said he didn't have anything going on.
That's awesome.
Temperatures into the 30s for today. We should see some sunshine as we head into the afternoon. That'll be nice. We'll talk about what the weekend has in store coming up.
That weightlifter Mike picked up the whole table and moved it for
He
you,
did.
too. I thought that was super nice.
He's impressive.
He is impressive, yeah.
Stunning things ahead today.
Yes, there are.
All right. Well, President Trump has granted a reprieve to his national security advisor, Michael Flynn.
Yeah, the move is the highest profile pardon the president has issued since he took office. CBS News correspondent Natalie Brand reports this morning from the White House.
President Trump's full pardon of Michael Flynn ends a long legal saga for his former national security advisor. In a tweet, President Trump said, "I know you will now have a truly fantastic Thanksgiving," while Flynn's family thanked the president for answering their prayers. After just 23 days on the job, Flynn was fired in 2017 for lying to the FBI and Vice President Pence about contact with the then Russian ambassador before the inauguration.
He was targeted by the Obama administration, and he was targeted in order to try and take down a president.
President Trump has claimed Flynn was persecuted. Flynn tried to rescind his earlier guilty plea, and the Department of Justice had sought to withdraw the case against him, but it had been tied up in court. Democratic House Speaker Nancy Pelosi called the pardon an act of grave corruption and a brazen abuse of power.
Mr. President, you are connected.
Before issuing the pardon, President Trump from the White House called into a hearing held by Pennsylvania state Republican lawmakers, again falsely claiming he won.
This election was rigged, and we can't let that happen.
CBS News has learned Pennsylvania legislators involved in the hearing traveled to the White House to meet with President Trump Wednesday night. In Wilmington, President-elect Joe Biden gave a Thanksgiving Eve address, urging Americans to redouble their efforts to fight the pandemic.
We need to remember, we're at war with a virus, not with one another.
On Monday, President-elect Biden and Vice President-elect Kamala Harris are expected to receive their first high-level intelligence briefing. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
Now, Natalie goes on to say there's no evidence of any widespread fraud, and President-elect Biden's more than 80,000 vote victory in Pennsylvania has already been certified.
Well, the pandemic has made Thanksgiving, like most other things, complicated. More people in Butte are in need of help, with the coronavirus making not only creating a health crisis, but an economic one as well.
MTN's John Amy joined volunteers at the Butte Emergency Food Bank to show how their help is needed.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it so much.
Volunteers at Butte's Emergency Food Bank are giving people a reason to feel thankful during this difficult time.
I think the people at the Butte Food Bank are awesome people. They are here every day to serve the people that need help.
In just 3 days, they gave away more than 150 turkeys and have seen more than double the people they normally serve.
It's just crazy. People are in need, and thank God to Butte we're able to feed anyone who comes.
Many people say they rely on the food bank.
I mean, a lot of us can't afford to buy food right now. I mean, I have a job and everything, but it doesn't pay enough.
The volunteers like to give of their time, especially during the holidays.
With things being different this year and not having any travel plans or things being really slow, I couldn't think of a better way to spend a few extra hours this week.
It's certainly been a rough year, But the folks that work here at the food bank say that volunteering is a great way to take some of the sting out of these difficult times.
Just something a little beyond what you do normally for yourself, help somebody else, so, and that, it's a good thing.
In Butte, John Amy, MTN News.
It is a good thing. By the way, the food bank continues to need cash donations to help purchase food to help it get through the Christmas holiday.
Well, many people will go through life without ever needing an organ transplant.
That's true, but this 29-year-old Bozeman resident in search of her third. MTN's Annie Johnson has Mandy's story.
It's that time of year where people really focus in on what they're thankful for. And honestly, for some people, it may be a struggle, but for others, it's easy despite what they go through every day.
I think being alive, after everything that I've been through, like it's kind of crazy just looking back and the support that I do have.
29-year-old Mandy Dufresne has a long medical journey.
I guess I'm not really sure where to start because this has kind of been a lifelong thing. But I was diagnosed with a really rare genetic disorder at 16 months.
As a baby, Mandy was diagnosed with cystinosis, a condition requiring her to need a new kidney that her own mother provided.
I received my first kidney transplant in 2010, and that ended up rejecting. I was really sick. I did dialysis for 3 years, and then I got my second, which was a deceased donor. And basically, long story short, it was a bad kidney.
Which brings us to Mandy's search today. She has a community of support, but she needs a donor with type O blood.
If it's something that you're able to do and you feel really called to do it, Mandy is the perfect candidate for it because she is just like such a wonderful, amazing person who is getting held back on a lot of the goals of her life because of this one thing.
The 29-year-old truly believes her match is out there and won't stop until she finds it. If you believe you may be that match, you can contact me for more information by email, and then we can go from there. Reporting in Bozeman, Annie Johnson, MTN News.
What a great story.
Absolutely.
Well, Thanksgiving celebrations will look different for many Americans this year due to the COVID-19 pandemic.
But as the Montana Ag Network's Russell Nemitz shares, one tradition that continues this year is the American Farm Bureau's Federation's annual cost survey of classic items found on Thanksgiving Day dinner tables.
Well, Thanksgiving gatherings might look a little bit different this year with social distancing and perhaps even remote family get-togethers. But one tradition that will continue is the Farm Bureau's 35th annual survey, which indicates that the average cost of this year's Thanksgiving Day feast for 10 is going to cost a little bit less than a year ago.
This year, our volunteer shoppers across the country found that the average price for a Thanksgiving dinner for a family of 10 came in at $46.90, down about 4% from what we saw last year and the lowest level we've seen since 2010. On the turkey side, the most important component of the meal, a 16-pound bird came in at $19.39. That's down nearly 7% from last year with an average price of $1.21 per pound.
Montana Farm Bureau President Hans McPherson says that the survey is impressive.
I think this is just a good testament to how farmers have kept right on producing. Ranchers have kept right on raising great cattle all during this pandemic. We haven't shut down and quit. We've kept producing the safest, most affordable, most abundant food in the history of the world.
Now, in addition to the turkey, foods that showed slight price declines included whipping cream and sweet potatoes, while foods showing modest increases this year included dinner rolls, cube bread stuffing, and pumpkin pie mix. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. In Billings, Russell Nemitz, MTN News.
And happy Thanksgivings to you as well, Russ. By the way, Farm Bureau's classic survey menu has remained unchanged since 1986 to allow for a consistent price comparison.
And another reminder, finding and affording a Thanksgiving meal for those in need does not have to be included in the challenges faced by many this holiday. Again, anyone in need can stop by the Fork and Spoon in Bozeman between 1 and 4 p.m. for a hot Thanksgiving meal. All you or someone you know needs to do is just show up. The organizations will also be delivering meals throughout the day to those who previously signed up. Takeout is still available.
Love that. Love
Me
that.
too.
Thank you to the Fork and Spoon.
They
for
look like they had their
And the
pumpkin
Salvation
pie
Army.
ready for you, Chad.
They did, and it'll still be sitting there months from now. It'll still be there on the 4th of July.
Yeah, right.
Thanksgiving Day. We have lots of things to be thankful for. I'm thankful for I get a chance to work with this crew every day. Somebody in Calistoga, California has something to be thankful for. High technology and dedicated emergency people got hit by a boulder, was trapped, was unconscious, came to in the middle of the night, was able to get his cell phone, called in and said, I'm hurt, I can't get out. They used infrared technology to track him down. They sent a crew on the ground in there to get to him. They get there, build a fire. Obviously, a flight cannot get in there until during the day to actually rescue him. So those searchers got in, found him, kept him warm, took care of him until they could get a helicopter up the next day. And then there you see it right there, risking life and limb as all emergency services do for other people just to make it work.
Oh my gosh.
That video is unbelievable.
Isn't that phenomenal? Yeah. Again, just another day at work for our emergency service providers. They don't, they never think about life or limb or any of that. They are out there to take care of it.
And I know a lot of folks are going to go out hunting Christmas trees and that type of stuff. Keep in mind, just to let loved ones know where you're going. SAR's out there to help us.
Absolutely true.
Yep.
Absolutely true. Good advice there, Matt.
Yep.
Wow, what a Thanksgiving story.
There you go.
Well, in spite of the way 2020 has treated everyone, there are still plenty of things to be thankful for. After the break, we'll take a look at one of them.
Giving thanks for life this Thanksgiving. I'm Michael George with one young father's story of surviving COVID-19.
Ever wanted to own a piece from your favorite movie? I'm Ian Lee with an auction selling props from Star Wars to Pretty Woman.
And roadways not horrible, but there are icy spots. Maybe a slow go as you head out for this Thanksgiving Day. We don't have any snow, at least falling actively. We'll talk about what you can expect and much more coming up. Current time, 6:12 on the Thanksgiving edition of Montana This Morning.